flames for the last 2 hours. Good evening. Thank you for joining us here on KRON 4 News at 10. I'm Noelle Bello.
And I'm Dan Thorne. The fire started with an explosion just before 8 o'clock tonight on Sierra Vista Way in a neighborhood just off of Highway 24. We're told it started in a pigeon coop.
According to Contra Costa County Fire, that fire started in one coop and then spread to another smaller coop in a backyard. This is a live look there as fire crews are still working to put out those flames. Those flames spread to nearby trees and other debris all around that yard. Contra Costa Fire says that they believe they have saved the rest of the backyard and they've saved the house from burning. So that's some good news tonight. No word yet on what exactly started the fire in that pigeon coop. As you can see here in this live look, crews are still on the scene. We'll continue to bring you updates on this as we receive them.
In other news tonight, Governor Gavin Newsom says he does not want to pick a replacement for Senator Dianne Feinstein, but if he's forced to, he would not pick someone currently running for the seat. The governor making those statements this morning on NBC's Meet the Press. Newsom also says any replacement would be interim. The governor's concern is if he appoints someone currently running, it would unfairly tip the scales with just months before the primary. Senate candidate and East Bay Congresswoman Barbara Lee took issue with Newsom's statements today. The governor has repeatedly said in the past that he would appoint a black woman to the seat. The congresswoman says an interim appointment is a slap in the face to black women. She writes in part, there have only been 2 black woman senators who have served a total of 10 years. The perspective of black women in the U.S. Senate is sorely needed for more than just a few months, and we need a seat at the table. We've also reached out to Congress members Adam Schiff and Katie Porter, who are also running for this Senate seat, to get their take on the governor's comments, and so far we have not heard back from them.
A new poll from UC Berkeley reveals most California voters oppose cash reparations payments to descendants of slaves. However, a majority of voters do acknowledge the lasting impacts of slavery. The poll included more than 6,000 registered California voters. 59% of respondents were opposed to cash reparations payments for Black Californians, with only 28% in favor. However, 60% do acknowledge the lasting impact of slavery on Black Californians, indicating potential support for alternative solutions to reparations. Now, the poll also found Democrats and liberals are divided on the issue, while Republicans and conservatives are nearly unanimous in their opposition. The co-director of the Berkeley Institute does note the fact that even liberals are divided indicates campaigns for racial redress will face a steep uphill climb. Well, changes are coming to your commute if you depend on BART to get around. The Bay Area Rapid Transit Agency is rolling out a new service plan that caters more closely to riders' post-pandemic commute patterns. Only the newest trains, dubbed Fleet of the Future, will run for the base schedule. We'll show you what other changes are coming and break down that new schedule in the next 30 minutes.
One person was injured tonight during a shooting in Oakland. This all happened before 7 o'clock on MacArthur Boulevard near 75th Avenue. Officers responding to a shot spotter activation in the area and found a victim suffering from at least one gunshot wound. They were taken to the hospital in stable condition. Anyone with any information about this is asked to give OPD a call.
This comes after a deadly shooting in which Oakland police say a man was shot and then hit by a car. That happened around 2:30 this morning on 14th Street. Several shot spotter alerts went off in that area. The man was taken to the hospital where he later died. His name has not yet been released. Oakland police are investigating.
In the North Bay, a driver is arrested for DUI after driving onto railroad tracks in San Rafael. Officers sharing these pictures from the scene this morning. This happened just after 5 on 4th Street on the Smart Railroad tracks near Redwood Highway. Police say the driver took an abrupt left turn onto the tracks and became more stuck by accelerating. The driver then failed a series of sobriety tests and was booked into the Marin County Jail for driving under the influence. The truck has been removed. It was removed about an hour after all this went down. No injuries were reported. The driver of a BMW was arrested after crashing their car into someone's driveway in Petaluma. Police say this happened around 3:50 this morning at a home on South McDowell Boulevard. The driver, identified as 21-year-old Daniel Niles Jr., is accused of driving under the influence ambulance. Niles Jr. had a passenger in the car when he crashed into another car parked on the driveway, as you can see there. No one was hurt, though. Niles Jr. was booked into the Sonoma County Detention Facility.
Well, a 33-foot sailboat will be spending another night stuck on Stinson Beach, but this one could be its last.
All day, volunteers working to help dig the maroon schooner out of the sand before tomorrow's deadline, when the county will step in. KRON 4's Amanda Harry talked to volunteers about the month-long effort to get the boat back into the water.
For more than